Hey, New York, how are you doing? This is your street vendor friend, Duane Jackson, on 45th and Broadway in beautiful New York City. I got in this business in 1989, and it was because of the street vending veteran status that gives veterans a little bit extra in terms of being able to operate a vending cart in New York City.
So, Duane, could you tell me a little bit about how the vendors actually work?
Yeah, well, let me give you a little history about the street vending business here in New York City. It goes back all the way to 1868, when returning veterans from the Civil War were allowed to vend and hawk on streets in New York State uninhibited by local law. That stayed on the books up until really 1992. They adjusted that law, but it's still a benefit that the state wanted to give to veterans. Traditionally, the wholesale district, I used to sell women's earrings, so I would buy earrings from the wholesale area. Now that I'm selling I Love New York t-shirts, a lot of the t-shirts are made in Bangladesh. But you buy from the wholesalers and then you bring it here and you set up your stand. In the street vending business, you always get people coming up to you asking you to sell something that they're producing or that they have a connection on to. I got involved with a lady from Estapa, Mexico, and I started selling silver at one time. So there's all kinds of things that I've sold over the 30-odd years that I've been involved in the street vending business. But generally, you do a wholesaler, and on some occasions, you go directly and deal with the factories offline or off-site, I should say, in producing your product.
So, Duane, could you tell me a little bit about your book that you wrote?
This is entitled May 1st, the Day Times Square Stood Still. It was an incident May 1st, 2010, where a terrorist drove a car in Times Square with 5 sticks of dynamite in it. And I was working that day, and he was right across the street from where I was set up at. And I basically stumbled on it. I walked over to the car. It was running.
Who leaves a car running in Times Square at 5:45, 6 o'clock in the evening on a beautiful Saturday, May 1st day? So fortunately, there was New York City has their beat cops locally here in Times Square, and one of the beat cops came by Jason. I said, "Hey, Jason, what's going on?" We were both looking in the car, and the first 2 fuses went up while we were standing at the car.
I didn't know that it had bomb material inside the car, but that's what it was. 5 sticks of dynamite, a low-grade fertilizer, propane, and gasoline, and he basically drove into Times Square with the intent of letting it explode and killing innocent people from all over the world, which would have happened, but he, thank God, he was a little inept about setting it up, and the 2 fuses went off, but it never connected to the main payload, and the good guys won that day. And that was why I wrote this book about that, and about Times Square in general, about the different people that I've met here over the years, as well as a very interesting story that happened. I had met Dolly Parton when she was producing the play 9 to 5 here at the Marquis Theater in 2009. And she happened to see me in 2010 on May 3rd on Good Morning America, and she came by a week later to give me a hug and a kiss, and this was a picture that I put in my book, and it was such a whirlwind experience. I also got a phone call from President Obama, and this is a picture of me speaking to President Obama in the FBI counterterrorism office downtown Manhattan. He thanked me for my service in Vietnam and thanked me for what happened that day, May 1st, 2010. And then he says to me, "Have you met Mayor Bloomberg yet?" And I said, "No, I'm doing Good Morning America with Mayor Bloomberg tomorrow, as a matter of fact." And he says, "Well, you make sure that Mayor Bloomberg buys everything on your stand, because you know he got it that way." So he was very, very down to earth, very humbling experience. And again, just part of being a street vendor here in New York City. But, you know, there's everyday things you see here in Times Square. You never know when you hear what may be coming down the street or who may be watching you. I mean, it's a long way since the days of the three-cart money guys, from trying to pass you a phony $100 bill or a phony $10 bill. But that's all been part of the experience of Times Square since 1989 that I've been here. So you just never know. And I always tell young guys who are new to the business that always be aware of your surroundings, because you just don't know.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like working as a vendor in times of COVID-19?
Definitely, we were hitting the head with a bat here. It really knocked the stuffing out of us. Here in New York, now that COVID is hit, things have changed. There are 47 theaters that make up the Great White Way. And the street that we're on right now, 45th and Broadway, has more shows than any other street. There are 7 shows on this one block. I've been through 2 strikes since I've worked here since 1989. It's definitely a hard one to digest right now. I only work on the weekends because that's when we get some little crowd back on the block, but as long as the theaters are offline, it is a very slim number of people that are here. If you'd have told me a year ago that we would be in this type of situation, I would be dumbfounded. I wouldn't have been able to comprehend that. Just the idea that this has closed down in different parts of the whole country, the whole world. So it is truly amazing that the Times Square, the center of the universe, certainly as far as entertainment is concerned, would be brought to its knees by this pandemic. It doesn't play favorites. It affects us all, and everybody's hurting. It's a whole different take on what the crossroads of the universe really means in terms of Times Square. Saying this COVID thing, hopefully by July, the theaters may start coming back online. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a gradual build-up to get the people back in from Europe, the people back in from South America, and I hope that I'm here to experience it and to witness the resurgence of the nightlife, the glamour, the ups, the downs of Broadway, and the lights of Broadway, and being here at the crossroads of the universe.